I'm a real music video director. Of course I don't just shoot rap videos. I shoot country music videos too.
Why can't I leave you alone? Yeah, you're gone, but it doesn't mean you went away. Why can't I deal with the summer?
Alright, for most, that's not true. Like me, in the beginning, you probably turn your nose up to shooting a country music video. But I bet you by the end of this, that won't be the case anymore. Because the two are very different from one another. There are great benefits to shooting country music videos. So what's the major difference between shooting a country music video and a rap video? There's two things that come to mind immediately. For starters, the budgets. Typically when dealing with rap videos, even with known artists and signed artists, the budgets are usually really trash. I mean like terrible. But what I learned super quickly working in country was that even the unsigned artists most times can give a decent amount towards their video. Most budgets that I've gotten with local country artists have been larger than the ones with signed semi-known rap artists, even well-known rap artists. And even when I get a large budget from a hip-hop artist, I kind of have to wonder where that money came from.
Until my 9mm go bang.
I'm a gangster, Grandpa, and I'm proud of it.
Yeah, now we all know larger budgets mean more resources, better execution, sometimes even better ideas. And that brings me to the second point. If you're a music video director, you're probably already familiar with the three pillars of secular rap videos: money, guns, and women. Now, I'm not here to hate, but in a lot of ways, if you've seen one rap video, you can say you've seen about all of them. Now, there are exceptions to this rule with conscious rappers and Christian rappers, but most of hip-hop falls into that same routine. This makes it a little difficult for us to be as creative as we can at times, but what country music does, it focuses mostly on storytelling, opening the door to endless possibilities when it comes to your creativity, when it comes to the creative things that you can do. All right, so first, how did this come to be? So Chase is a mutual friend with a guy named Tyler, who was part of a country rap group called Cypress Springs. Yes, country rap. That's a whole nother topic for another day. Now, after reaching out and sending me the song, he told me what his idea was for the video, which really surprised me since most of the time artists rely on me to come up with the idea of the treatment. And even when they do have an idea, it's usually well beyond the budget, or it's just involving a lot of butt shaking. Now, Chase's idea involved a guy who was dealing with losing someone he loved. He wanted to perform it in the living room where we would simultaneously see our main character having a breakdown. Since I didn't have to build out a treatment like usual, my first focus was building my crew and finding great talent for the project. I reached out to my DP buddy Eric Dodson, who, if you're a fan of this channel, know is one of my favorite go-to guys. We opted to shoot the project on the Alexa Mini, partnered with the Tokina Cinis. The great thing about having a great relationship with a talented DP is, as a director, I don't have to worry about the rest. When I call on Eric, he handles building the rest of the crew. I know he's gonna choose the right gaffers, he's gonna choose the right ACs, etc, etc. And once he knows the look and vibe that I'm wanting to create, he suggests what camera and lens package would be the best to tell my story. So from there, I was able to focus on finding the talent. What I did for this project wasn't what I usually do to find talent. If you want to know a cheaper method, you should check out this video. But what I did do is I went through this agency called Gauge Talent. Talent agencies are usually pricey, but very resourceful. So they found me two really great actors, Declan and Emma. So then the last thing I needed was a location. I opted to use a family member's place to keep down on budget, since I spent a little more on talent. And from there, it was nothing to it but to do it. So we got in the location and we focused on 4 different scenes. The first scene was a bedroom scene where we see our lead guy sitting on the edge of the bed. Let's talk about how we lit it. On camera left, we used a 300X with a spotlight mount and shot it into a bounce board that was on the right of the camera. We then shot an Amaran 200 into the ceiling so we could have some ambience so the room wouldn't be too dark. In this scene, my character is going through something mentally, so I love the look that we created here. Having patches of light here and patches of darkness there, it just speaks to not being there completely. We then moved to the artist performance scene because we only had the drummer for a limited amount of time. Now, normally I would have started with the artist from the beginning, but our drummer was late. So I chose to have the artist and the drummer playing within the scene as our character is drinking himself away on the couch. Doing this really helped us with time since we joined both the story and the performance together. Now concerning lighting, We shot an Aperture 600 through the window behind the drummer, and then another 600 through the window in front of the drummer. Lastly, we used a 300X with just the reflector dish off camera left to key the artist. Since there was a lot of light already coming in, we were able to just blast the light directly onto the artist instead of needing to soften it. We also used this room for the quote-unquote mental breakdown moment. All we did then was pull the 300X back. That way my cameraman could move around and get some handheld shots. Now moving on. This scene here has to be my favorite. The way we actually lit it is gonna shock you. But before I tell you, if you're enjoying this type of content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for more. Alright, so back to the scene that I love. This table scene features a flashback of our main character with the loved one that he lost. I wanted our female talent to really pop out, so I had her wear red while keeping the main character in a more neutral color. Okay, so the crazy thing about this shot, we're only using one light. So we have an Aperture 600 blasting through the window in the back. We then added a 4x4 bounce to bring light back into the actors' faces. But other than that, it's just ambience. And sometimes that's what you have to do. You have to keep things simple when it needs to be simple, and when things need to be complex, make them complex. The last scene is another advocate for that. This scene is just shooting on an overcast day with the Alexa and letting it do its thing. It was probably my second favorite of everything. All these scenes came together in the edit, and the experience was super smooth. Which, going back to my first point, is more than I can say about most rap videos that I've worked on. But I have worked on some really cool rap videos too.